For the past 39 years, people from across the world have traveled to one of the many venues in Britain where the Antiques Roadshow has been held, bringing with them a selection of items that they hope will be worth a small fortune. And as the show enters its 40th year, something that very few TV shows manage, its presenter, Fiona Bruce, admits she still loves it after all this time. "I think when you find a successful format on television, it is a very rare thing an Antiques Roadshow is that," she smiles. "The reason I think it's successful is that we don't change the format. We might tweak the odd thing, but we never change. Also it's that feeling that it could be any one of us that turns up with an urn that was used as a goalpost, or as a doorstop, and turns out to be worth £500,000. The first episode went out in 1977, and since then the show has seen multiple versions on air in other countries, including in Canada and the United States, all of which stick to the original format. The UK version was originally presented by Bruce Parker, who, like Fiona, was a news and current affairs journalist. He is a delightful man. For the anniversary, I have interviewed him about what it was like when he started, and it was fascinating to hear him talk, because he said they had no idea whether anyone would turn up to the first show. Back then it was in town halls and sports centers, and they got a few experts together and just waited for people to come, says Fiona. But come they did, bringing along items that they had around their houses. Bruce was joined by several experts, including long-standing stalwart David Batty, who is, in fact, the only original member from that first show and the longest-serving on the program, someone that Fiona describes as one of the greats on the team. The show has also been hosted by Angela Rippon, Hugh Scully and Michael Aspel. The new series returns with an episode from Castle Howard in Yorkshire, and Fiona reflects that it's another of the many incredible locations they've been given access to. Her favourite, of course, was Balmoral, the Queen's royal residence in Scotland. "There aren't many shows that get invited to Balmoral," smiles Fiona, clearly proud of the achievement. Prince Charles has also played a part in the show, having been interviewed by Fiona at Dumfries House, Ayrshire. The series is now world-renowned and has its own celebrity fan club, Fiona reveals. American actor Paul Rudd, Friends anchorman This Is 40, has named it as his top TV series, while world-famous director Mike Leigh is also an avid viewer. In fact, he's even appeared at a live show. "Oh yes, Mike Leigh came on the show," recalls Fiona. "The cameraman was so nervous. But Mike was lovely and is a big fan of the show. And he did bring along a little item to be valued as well. I was not expecting him to come, from royal fans to celebrities and everyday families. How does the Antiques Roadshow manage to entertain all ages? I remember watching it as a child with my parents on the sitting room sofa for years," says Fiona. "Then I stopped watching it for a bit when I went to university. Life changed again and I started watching it once more. We have loads of young people coming to the show," she says proudly. "I think it tells us as much about human nature as it does anything else. The responses are a bit of a moment, and no matter what age you are, we like to see that laid bare." 5 unforgettable roadshow moments. An important lost work by artist Richard Dadd came to light at the Roadshow in 1986. It was eventually sold to the British Museum for £100,000. A family teapot, brought in by avid Roadshow fan Nora Ambrose during the Antique Roadshow's early years, proved a life-changing moment when she bought her council house on the proceeds of the sale. A rare Leica Luxus 2 camera, brought into The Roadshow sold for an eye-watering £385,000. This new series will see one of the most significant items of jewellery ever valued on the Roadshow. It is rumoured to be worth over £1 million. The greatest letdown in Roadshow history was a glass bottle, which the owner had paid handsomely for but turned out to be just a supermarket olive oil bottle. The embarrassment was never shared on